Hello, hockey fans, and welcome to McKeen's Hockey on YouTube. On today's video, Brock Otten, the director of scouting at McKeen's, is going to do a scouting report on Liam Greentree of the Windsor Spitfires. And if you want to check out the article to this video, go to mckeenshockey.com. And please subscribe and hit that like button. We'd really appreciate it. All right, so I'm passing it off to Brock Otten.
All right, today we're going to be looking at Liam Greentree, a winger for the Windsor Spitfires of the OHL. Greentree is a big body, not necessarily a traditional power forward in the sense that he's out there throwing consistent hits and using his size to play a really, let's say, a throwback brand of hockey. But he is a big body who has a lot of skill and does have potential to develop into, we'll call him a power winger. More so than a power forward. He's had a really good year for a rebuilding Windsor Spitfires team. He's been consistently their best player all season long, and I think that definitely speaks volumes as to his potential as an NHL player. He's also recently been named captain of the Spitfires, which I think also speaks volumes to his habits and work ethic off the ice and on the ice, and how it's impressed the Windsor coaching staff. So we're going to be breaking down his attributes and giving him grades for each one, also talking about some video clips. So first we're going to get into Liam Greentree's skating. So he's a big body who can struggle to build speed quickly, and this can kind of limit his consistency in all three zones. His inability to escape pressure can also lead to some turnovers as he tries to push through checks. He's kind of carried by his hands currently. I think that's the best way to describe it. His stride length does not appear to be an issue. It's just the power that he generates. So I think with greater emphasis on lower body strength and power skating, Greentree should be able to improve his quickness. And if he can improve his quickness, Greentree's going to be able to become that much more dangerous, because his agility and east-west movement are actually not bad. He's strong on his edges. He builds speed out of pivots. In tight areas, he has that escapability, and it allows him to evade pressure really consistently. He's also really strong in the puck. It makes him difficult to knock off stride. At the junior level, this is really important as he finds his way to the middle of the ice and does a lot of damage there. So as we get into some clips, clip one, we're going to see a bit of an awkward stride here. He gets kind of knock-kneed trying to exit the zone, and that results in a turnover. He works to get the puck back, which is great, but then he can't build up speed quick enough to get through the trap in the neutral zone. Again, play kind of dies. As we look at clip two, Greentree's lack of explosiveness is again shown. He can't accelerate out of a move, and back pressure ends up leading to another turnover. In clip three, this is how Greentree needs to attack more often, incorporating linear crossovers to help him quickly change direction. He builds speed quickly coming out of his pivot, which we talked about earlier, but struggles to build speed out of a standstill. So I believe that with greater emphasis put on conditioning, I think Greentree can get to at least being an average skater overall. So for Greentree's skating, we're going to give him a 50, which is to be considered league average at the NHL level. Obviously, these grades are meant to be a future projection, not where he is currently, but where we see him developing down the line. So obviously, we believe that Greentree skating can get to league average with that improved conditioning and strength training, like I've mentioned a few times earlier. In a lot of ways, Greentree reminds me a lot of Jason Robertson, obviously of the Dallas Stars now. When he was drafted, there were similar concerns in his skating profile. I think a lot of those concerns were based on strength and conditioning as well, because Robertson's stride length was never really a major issue. And as he bulked up, as he spent more time in the weight room, we saw that power start to come. And I do think that Greentree can be a similar kind of player and a similar kind of skater to Jason Robertson. All right, so as we move on, we're going to grade Greentree's shot now. Now, his primary weapon is a quick wrist shot that can beat goaltenders clean from a distance. However, Greentree does have a very diversified portfolio in his scoring bag of tricks. He's strong on his backhand. He's great hands for redirects in front, quick hands to finish off second chance opportunities. I would say the only thing that's really missing from Greentree's repertoire is a strong one-timer. It's not something that he utilizes a lot. Even with him being a really strong presence on the power play, he's somebody who prefers to spin off checks or come off the wall and just rip that quick wrister or quick snapshot rather than using a slapper. As we look at some of these clips, clip one, we're going to see a very powerful wrist shot, as I was just talking about. When he's given time to load, he's a major threat. He works off the point on the left side and routinely beats goaltenders clean, especially on the power play. In clip two, we're going to see Greentree escape the neutral zone with the puck. He's immediately thinking of driving the middle. This is a great habit for him to have. Then he roofs it on the backhand. He'll look to drive and utilize his backhand a lot, which is going to be a huge weapon for him moving forward, given his size advantage. And the last clip for his shot, we're going to see him score a goal from his rookie year, when majority of his goals were scored really in tight to the net, sort of in that home plate area. And in a lot of ways, his game has evolved a lot. This year, we're seeing him score from the outside. We're seeing him shoot the puck more from the outside. We're seeing him really build up his confidence in his shooting ability. Whereas a rookie, he was doing a lot of his damage in tight. Now, he's still doing damage from in that area, but he's become more dangerous overall with increased confidence in his scoring ability. If we're going to grade Greentree's shot, we're going to give it a 57.5, which is kind of not above average range for an NHL player, which means that we're projecting him to be a really good goal scorer at the NHL level, somebody who can be a consistent 30 goal scorer. Again, we're going to throw that Jason Robertson comparison out there. All right, moving on to the skills category. What really separates Greentree from the pack and makes him a candidate to be selected inside the lottery is his puck skill and creativity. He routinely makes defenders miss and is always looking to attack inside the dots. As mentioned, the skating, the quickness is not terrific, right? Especially right now as a junior player. But he still is so dangerous and so consistent offensively in terms of production because of how good he is in small areas and tight areas. He navigates traffic really well. He has that escapability because his hands work in sync with that strong edge work. So looking at a few clips, in clip one, we're going to see Greentree's quick hands. They constantly afford him extra time and space inside the offensive zone. The toe drag doesn't work here, but it does create a great opportunity for him. In clip two, we're going to see another strong one-on-one move by Greentree, where he turns a defender inside out. I love that he's determined to take the puck right to the net, too, not settling for a lower percentage shot from that bad angle. In clip three, Greentree showcases his strong work on his edges as he gets himself into the middle for a scoring chance. He's very middle of the ice focused, which, in my opinion, translates really, really well to the next level. Overall, we're going to grade Greentree's skill at a 60, which is well above average for the NHL level, and goes hand in hand with our projection of him becoming a potential top six forward and power play option at the NHL level. Okay, the next category we're going to look at is Greentree's smarts, or his hockey IQ. Now, assessing Greentree's IQ has been a little bit difficult this year given Windsor's struggles as a team. It's led to some inconsistencies in his approach to the game, and overall, I would still qualify Greentree as a very smart player, but there have been some things this year that I'm not going to say have raised red flags, but have pointed to some particularly bad habits that he's developed only because there's so much pressure on him to perform. He does excel as a playmaker. He shows high-end vision in the offensive end. He can spin off checks along the wall, find open teammates. He draws in pressure consistently and works his way to the middle, allowing teammates to be open on the flanks. His precision as a passer stands out as a strength. Yet, there are times where Greentree skates himself into trouble, tries to take on multiple defenders, even though the best option might just be to chip and chase or to alter his pace to help him maintain possession. So that's something that I think should improve as the supporting cast around Greentree improves in Windsor. Off the puck, Greentree's play has been equally inconsistent. He shows great instincts in the offensive zone by timing drives and consistently finding soft spots in coverage. His anticipation as a goal scorer is tremendous. I think we saw that at the CHL Top Prospects game where he scored a great goal just based on a really smart off-puck play in transition. Now, clip one, we're going to see Greentree as one of those players with a sixth sense for the puck. He just understands where players are on the ice. And for a bigger winger, that's really impressive. It makes him a bit of a unicorn in a sense. Here, he outworks the defender to gain possession in pursuit, finds former teammate Rodwin Dinicio in the slot for the goal. In clip two, we see a cheeky little play here by Greentree as he fakes the drop pass, then leads the exit himself. This nearly creates an odd man opportunity if he were just that little bit more explosive. This play perfectly exemplifies not only his high IQ and confidence with the puck, but also his creativity. In the next clip, we see Greentree's excellent off-puck awareness and anticipation in the offensive zone. He consistently finds soft spots in coverage and times cuts well. Here, he identifies that the London player has put his back to him, so he exploits that by cutting backdoor for the tap-in goal. Overall, we're going to grade Greentree's smarts as a 60. Earlier in the year, I had it as a 55, but the more I've watched Greentree, I do think that some of those kinks are going to get ironed out as the team around him gets better. I think when we've seen him play with better players, like at the Hlinka Gretzky, like at the CHL Top Prospects game, we've seen his smarts be a real asset for him. And I think that better puck management and better two-way awareness will develop as he gains confidence in his abilities, as he gets stronger, as the conditioning gets better, and as the team around him improves. So I think we're going to project him at a 60 for the NHL level, which again goes hand in hand with that top 6 projection as an NHL winger. All right, in the last category we're going to grade for Liam Greentree is his physicality and compete level. Now, Greentree does a lot of work below the goal line. He's far from a perimeter player. As mentioned, he consistently looks to work between the hash marks, and he loves to be near the crease. He can win battles down low, and he protects the puck well through traffic. That said, I wouldn't call him an overtly physical player at this current time. It'd be great to see Greentree apply his size on the forecheck or in puck pursuit more consistently. He seems hesitant to dump and chase, a strategy that could help cut down on his transitional and offensive zone turnovers. Additionally, Greentree could become a terrific defensive player if he were harder on puck carriers in the defensive zone and played with a little more urgency in his own end. Again, these things might develop with better conditioning. It's very difficult to be that true power forward at the junior level because it does require a ton of conditioning. In clip one, this is just a really terrific hustle play by Greentree. First, great to see him trusted to protect the lead late in the game, as you can tell by the score here. Secondly, he beats fellow 2024 draft-eligible player Henry Muse to secure the victory with the empty netter. I love the determination shown here as he chips the puck to the middle, knowing that he's going to have to out-muscle or out-hustle Muse to get to the puck first, which he does. In the next clip, we're going to see Liam Greentree at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup from this past summer. Now, his role at the Hlinka was more of a checker energy guy. He wasn't put in a scoring line role. But what he did show at that event was he can play sort of that checking line role efficiently. We just haven't really seen that kind of play at the OHL level, but it shows you that he can be that chippy forechecker. In the last clip, we kind of see those defensive inconsistencies that I had previously talked about. Here, Greentree gets cut puck watching and misses his back checking assignment. Then he's entirely way too soft on Ben Cormy as he tries to recover, allowing him to score. Now we're going to grade Greentree's physicality and compete at a 50, which would be about league average. I think that this has the potential to definitely increase to maybe a 55. It would definitely improve Greentree's overall projection as an NHL player. Right now, I think a 50 is definitely a moderate ranking, maybe a little bit more realistic. But we'll see how this develops over the next couple of years before he's ready to take on that NHL role. Well, thank you for listening to our scouting report on Liam Greentree. He's definitely one of our favorites at McKeen's Hockey. Not just me personally within my region in Ontario, but I know our video scouts really, really like him as well. And he's somebody that we're going to be really closely following leading up to this year's draft.